Have you ever clicked on a video, a song, or a quote that felt like it was speaking directly to you, right at the moment you needed it most? What if that's not just a coincidence, but a powerful signal from your unconscious? A moment Carl Jung called synchronicity. If you're watching this video right now, it's no accident. Something inside you is stirring, whispering that it's time to break free from a life that's no longer yours. In this video, we're diving into Carl Jung's profound wisdom to uncover why this moment found you and how it can guide you through your darkest times to your truest self. Through 5 transformative insights, exploring synchronicity, facing your shadow, answering the call to individuation, trusting life's timing, and turning pain into purpose, you'll learn how to embrace this pivotal moment and start living the life you were meant for. Stick around until the end to discover why this video is the sign you've been waiting for, and share your own meant-to-be moment in the comments below. Let's dive into Jung's wisdom and begin your journey now. Have you ever had one of those moments where something, a book, a conversation, or even a random video like this one appears out of nowhere and feels like it was meant just for you? Maybe you're scrolling through YouTube, feeling lost or overwhelmed, and this video catches your eye at the exact moment you're questioning your life's direction. That's not just luck. Carl Jung called this synchronicity a meaningful coincidence that carries a message from your unconscious, guiding you toward your truest self. If you're watching this now, it's because your soul is ready for a shift. In this chapter, we're diving into the magic of synchronicity, exploring why this video found you at this precise moment and how it can spark the beginning of a transformative journey. Let's uncover what Jung's wisdom reveals about these meant-to-be moments and how they can change your life. Carl Jung described synchronicity as the occurrence of events that seem unrelated but are deeply connected by meaning, not cause and effect. It's when the outer world mirrors your inner state, delivering exactly what you need when you need it most. Maybe you're grappling with a sense of emptiness, a job that drains you, or a relationship that no longer fits. You might not even know why you feel this way, but something inside is stirring a quiet ache, a restless whisper, a sense that life as you know it can't go on. Jung believed these moments of inner unrest are when your unconscious steps in, orchestrating signs like this video to nudge you toward awakening. Synchronicity isn't magic in a mystical sense. It's your psyche's intelligence at work, speaking through symbols, dreams, or even algorithms to guide you toward growth. Let's bring this to life with a story. Meet Sarah, a 32-year-old marketing manager who felt trapped in her life. Her days were a blur of deadlines, meetings, and forced smiles. But inside, she was unraveling. She couldn't pinpoint why, but she felt disconnected, like she was living someone else's life. One rainy afternoon, feeling particularly lost, Sarah wandered into a used bookstore to escape her thoughts. As she browsed, a worn copy of Jung's Man and His Symbols fell off a shelf at her feet. Curious, she picked it up and started reading about synchronicity. The words hit her like a lightning bolt, describing exactly the restlessness she felt. That night, she stumbled across a YouTube video about Jung's ideas sound familiar, and it spoke directly to her struggle, urging her to listen to the inner voice she'd been ignoring. For Sarah, these weren't random events. The book, the video, the timing, it was synchronicity at work. Jung would say her unconscious was sending her signals, guiding her toward a turning point. Sarah started journaling about her feelings, realizing she'd been chasing a career that didn't align with her values. That moment in the bookstore was the spark that led her to take a bold step. She enrolled in an art therapy course, reconnecting with her childhood love for painting. Over time, This shift brought her to a new career and a small circle of friends who shared her passion. The synchronicity of that book and video didn't just happen. It was her psyche's way of saying, "You're ready to change." Her lack of fulfillment wasn't a failure. It was a call to start her journey toward individuation. Jung's term for becoming your whole, authentic self. Synchronicity works because your unconscious is always seeking balance. When you're stuck, whether in a draining job, a toxic relationship, or a life that feels hollow, your psyche notices. It sends subtle signals through dreams, gut feelings, or moments like finding this video. Jung believed these events are rooted in the collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of human experience that connects us all. When you're ready to grow, the collective unconscious aligns the outer world with your inner needs, delivering messages that feel personal and profound. This video, appearing in your feed, isn't just an algorithm at work. It's your unconscious recognizing a moment of readiness, a chance to face what's been buried and step toward transformation. Here's how this works in practice. If you're watching this video and feeling a spark of recognition, pause and reflect. What's been stirring in your life? Are you facing a crisis, a doubt, or a longing for something more? Try noticing the signs around you, a conversation that resonates, a book that catches your eye, a dream that lingers. Journaling can help you capture these moments of synchronicity. Write down what brought you to this video and what you're feeling right now. For Sarah, picking up that book was a turning point because she listened to the signal. You can do the same by staying open to the messages your psyche is sending. Whether through a video, a chance encounter, or acquired intuition. The beauty of synchronicity is that it reminds you you're not alone in your struggle. Even when life feels heavy, your unconscious is working to guide you, whispering through signs that you're ready for change. Jung would say this moment, finding this video is a bridge between where you are and where you're meant to be. It's not about fixing yourself. It's about recognizing that your restlessness is a call to grow. By paying attention to synchronicity, you start to see your life as a meaningful journey, not a series of random events. So, what's the key takeaway? This video found you for a reason. A moment of synchronicity, signaling that your psyche is ready for transformation. Carl Jung's wisdom shows us that these meant-to-be moments are your unconscious, guiding you toward your truest self. By listening to these signs, you begin the journey of individuation, stepping out of a life that no longer fits. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to face your shadow in these moments of need, turning pain into a path for growth. Stay with us, because your transformation is just getting started. Have you ever felt a wave of despair, a restless unease, or a quiet anger that you couldn't quite explain? As if something inside you was screaming for change. These moments when life feels heavy, when you're lost in doubt or exhaustion, are often brushed off as stress or weakness. But what if Carl Jung would say there's something far deeper, a call from your shadow, the hidden part of your psyche, urging you to face the truths you've been avoiding? In this chapter, we're diving into Jung's concept of the shadow and how these moments of need, when you feel broken or alone, are actually invitations to confront your inner world and grow. If this video found you at a time of crisis, it's because your shadow is ready to speak. Let's explore how facing it can transform your pain into a path toward your truest self. Carl Jung described the shadow as the parts of ourselves we hide, not just from others, but from ourselves. It's the fears, insecurities, anger, or shame we push down because they feel too raw, too uncomfortable, or too unacceptable. When you're in a moment of need, whether it's a job loss, a broken relationship, or a creeping sense of emptiness, your shadow is often at the forefront, stirring up emotions that demand your attention. Jung believed these moments aren't random, they're your psyche's way of signaling that the life you're living no longer aligns with who you are. The discomfort, the pain, the restlessness, these aren't signs you're failing. They're signs your shadow is calling you to integrate those hidden parts, to face the truths you've buried, and to begin the journey of individuation, becoming your whole, authentic self. Let's bring this to life with a story. Meet James, a 35-year-old software engineer who seemed to have it all: a stable job, a nice apartment, and a routine that looked successful on the outside. But when he was unexpectedly laid off, his world unraveled. The loss wasn't just financial, it triggered a flood of insecurities he'd long ignored: fear of failure, shame about not being good enough, and a nagging sense that his career wasn't what he truly wanted. At first, James tried to distract himself, binge-watching shows and applying to every job he could find, but the feelings wouldn't go away. One sleepless night, he stumbled across a podcast about Jung's shadow, and it hit him like a revelation. The anger, the fear, the emptiness, they weren't just reactions to losing his job, they were his shadow, screaming for him to face the truth he'd been living a life shaped by others' expectations, not his own. Inspired by Jung's ideas, James started journaling about his fears. He wrote about his childhood dream of becoming a writer, a passion he'd buried to pursue a practical career. Facing his shadow meant admitting he was terrified of failing at something he loved, but also recognizing that his current path was killing his spirit. Instead of rushing into another job, James took a leap. He enrolled in a creative writing course and began sharing his work online. The process was scary. He faced rejection and self-doubt, but it was also liberating. Over time, his writing led to freelance opportunities and a small community of writers who valued his voice. James's moment of crisis wasn't a breakdown. It was his shadow, guiding him toward a life that felt authentic. His pain became the doorway to transformation. Jung's concept of shadow work is about facing these hidden parts head-on, not running from them. When you're in a moment of need, feeling lost, angry, or unmoored, it's tempting to numb the pain with distractions like work, social media, or even shallow relationships. But Jung would say that's the worst thing you can do. Your shadow isn't an enemy, it's a teacher. It holds the truths you need to grow, truths about what you value, what you fear, and what you've been pretending to be. By facing your shadow, you begin to integrate those hidden parts, turning pain into wisdom. For James, confronting his fear of failure revealed his true passion for writing. For you, it might mean facing shame about not fitting in, anger at a stagnant career, or grief over a life that feels unlived. Here's how this works in practice. If you're watching this video during a moment of struggle, take a moment to reflect. What emotions are bubbling up? Is it fear, anger, shame, or exhaustion? Instead of pushing them away, try naming them. Journaling is a powerful tool for shadow work. Write down what you're feeling and ask, what is this emotion trying to tell me? Maybe your loneliness is a sign you're craving deeper connections, or your frustration is a clue you're not living your purpose. For James, journaling helped him uncover his buried dream of writing. You can start small, spend 10 minutes a day writing about your feelings or meditating on what's been hard to face. These acts of courage help you listen to your shadow and begin the transformation Jung called individuation. The power of facing your shadow is that it frees you from the weight of pretense. Society might tell you to get over your pain or stay positive. But Jung would say that's a trap. Your pain is a signal, a call to dig deeper and discover who you are beneath the masks you've worn. By confronting your shadow, you start to see your moments of need not as weaknesses, but as opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more authentic. So, what's the key takeaway? Those moments of crisis when you feel lost, broken, or restless are your shadow calling you to face the truths you've hidden. Carl Jung's wisdom shows us that by doing shadow work, you can turn pain into a path toward individuation, uncovering your authentic self. In the next chapter, we'll explore how these moments of need are a call to individuation, guiding you to become who you were meant to be. Stay with us, because your journey is just beginning to unfold. Have you ever felt like your life is a script written by someone else, like you're playing a role that doesn't fit, but you don't know how to rewrite the story? Those moments of restlessness, when you question why you're here or what your life means, aren't just passing doubts. Carl Jung would say they're the call to individuation, a profound invitation from your psyche to become your whole, authentic self. If this video found you at a time when you're feeling lost or unfulfilled, it's because your soul is ready to answer that call. In this chapter, we're diving into Jung's concept of individuation and how your moments of crisis, whether it's a nagging emptiness or a full-blown breakdown, are the starting point for discovering who you were meant to be. Let's explore how to embrace this call and begin writing the story of your true self. Carl Jung described individuation as the lifelong journey of integrating all parts of your psyche, your strengths, your shadow, your dreams, and your fears into a cohesive, authentic whole. It's not about becoming perfect or fitting society's mold. It's about uncovering the unique person you are beneath the layers of expectations, roles, and masks you've worn to survive. When you're in a moment of need, feeling trapped in a job, a relationship, or a life that feels hollow, that's your psyche signaling. It's time to break free. These moments of crisis aren't punishments, they're wake-up calls. Jung believed that the pain of an unlived life living for others' approval or society's rules triggers a restlessness that pushes you toward individuation. This video, appearing in your feed, is part of that call. A moment of synchronicity, urging you to step away from who you've been pretending to be and toward who you truly are. Let's bring this to life with a story. Meet Emma, a 28-year-old teacher who, on the surface, had a life others envied, a steady job, a supportive family, and a long-term relationship. But inside, Emma felt like she was suffocating. She loved teaching, but the endless bureaucracy and pressure to conform left her drained. Her relationship, while comfortable, felt like it was holding her back from exploring her own identity. One evening, scrolling through YouTube after a particularly exhausting day, Emma stumbled across a lecture about Jung's individuation. The words struck her like a thunderbolt. The unlived life is a disease from which one can die. She realized she'd been living for everyone else, her parents, her partner, her colleagues, but not for herself. Inspired by Jung's teachings, Emma began to listen to the restlessness inside her. She started journaling about her dreams, asking questions she'd never dared to voice. What do I want? Who am I? Outside of these roles, through this process, she uncovered a buried passion for storytelling and history, something she'd loved as a child, but set aside for a practical career. Facing her shadow, her fear of disappointing others, Emma took a small but bold step. She enrolled in an online course in historical fiction writing. It wasn't easy. She faced doubts about her talent and guilt about prioritizing herself. But over time, her writing became a lifeline, connecting her to a community of storytellers who saw her for who she was, not who she was expected to be. Emma's crisis wasn't a sign she was broken. It was her psyche's call to individuation, urging her to rewrite her life story. Jung taught that individuation begins when you tire of living half a life, when the masks you wear to please others become too heavy, and the roles you play no longer fit. Moments of crisis, like Emma's, are when your psyche demands change. They're not random. They're the result of your unconscious pushing against the confines of a life that's too small for your true self. This process can feel chaotic. Doubt, fear, and confusion often come with it. But Jung would say, that's exactly where growth happens. By answering the call to individuation, you start to peel back the layers of who you've been told to be, uncovering your values, passions, and purpose. It's a journey of becoming whole, not by chasing external validation, but by listening to the voice within. Here's how this works in practice. If you're feeling restless or unfulfilled, take a moment to reflect. What parts of your life feel like they belong to someone else? Are you stuck in a job, a relationship, or a routine that doesn't reflect who you are? Try journaling to explore these questions. Write down what you loved as a child, what excites you now, or what you'd do if no one was watching. For Emma, journaling helped her rediscover her passion for storytelling. You might try meditation or a quiet walk to listen to your inner voice. These small acts of self-reflection are the first steps toward individuation, helping you clarify what matters to you and what you need to let go of. The beauty of answering the call to individuation is that it shifts your perspective. Instead of seeing your crisis as a failure, you see it as a doorway to a more authentic life. Jung believed that every moment of unrest is an opportunity to grow closer to your true self. By embracing this process, you begin to live not for others' approval, but for your own sense of purpose. Emma's story shows that answering the call doesn't mean immediate answers. It means starting the journey, trusting that each step will reveal more of who you are. So, what's the key takeaway? Those moments of crisis when you feel lost, trapped, or unfulfilled are your psyche's call to individuation, urging you to become your truest self. Carl Jung's wisdom shows us that by listening to this call, you can start peeling back the masks and rewriting your story. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to trust the timing of your journey, recognizing that these moments of need arrive exactly when you're ready to grow. Stay with us, because your path to transformation is unfolding. Have you ever wondered why certain moments, a chance encounter, a book falling into your hands, or even this video seem to arrive exactly when you're at a crossroads? It's as if the universe knows you're ready for a shift, delivering signs right when you need them most. Carl Jung would call this synchronicity, a meaningful coincidence that aligns with your inner journey. In those moments of doubt, crisis, or longing, trusting the timing of these events can feel like a leap of faith. But Jung believed that these perfectly timed moments are your psyche's way of guiding you toward your true self. In this chapter, we're diving into why trusting the timing of your journey is essential for individuation and how it can help you embrace the path unfolding before you. If this video found you when you needed it, let's explore how to trust that you're exactly where you're meant to be. Carl Jung taught that synchronicity isn't random. It's the language of your unconscious, orchestrating events to support your growth. When you're in a moment of need, grappling with a loss, questioning your purpose, or feeling stuck, these synchronicities appear to nudge you forward. They're not magical fixes. They're signals that your psyche is ready for change. Drawing on the collective unconscious to connect your inner world with the outer one, trusting the timing of these moments means letting go of the need to control every step and believing that your journey is unfolding as it should. Jung would say that when you feel lost or broken, the signs you need, whether a conversation, a dream, or a video like this arrive precisely when your soul is prepared to listen. This trust is a cornerstone of individuation, the process of becoming your whole, authentic self. Let's bring this to life with a story. Meet Liam, a 31-year-old graphic designer who felt trapped in a cycle of monotony. His job paid the bills, but it left him uninspired, and his social life revolved around acquaintances who didn't truly know him. One morning, feeling particularly aimless, Liam received a random email about a local design workshop. He almost deleted it, assuming it was spam, but something urged him to open it. The workshop's focus on creative storytelling resonated with a passion he'd long buried. Intrigued, he attended and met a mentor who introduced him to Jung's concept of synchronicity. Liam realized this email wasn't a fluke. It was a moment of synchronicity, arriving exactly when he was ready to rethink his path. Trusting this timing, Liam leaned into the opportunity. He enrolled in the workshop, which reignited his love for design and led him to freelance projects that felt meaningful. The mentor also connected him with a small group of creatives who became his support network, valuing his authentic voice. Liam's story shows that synchronicity isn't about forcing change. It's about trusting that the right opportunities will appear when you're open to them. His moment of aimlessness wasn't a dead end. It was his psyche signaling that he was ready for individuation, guiding him toward a life aligned with his true self. By trusting the timing of that email, Liam took a step toward transformation, proving that the universe, or rather, his unconscious, was working in his favor. Jung believed that trusting the timing of your journey requires faith in your psyche's wisdom. When you're in a crisis, whether it's a career rut, a personal loss, or an identity struggle, it's easy to feel like you're behind, or that life is passing you by. Society pressures you to have it all figured out, to follow a timeline of success. But Jung would argue that your journey has its own rhythm, orchestrated by your unconscious. Those moments when you stumble across a sign like this video are your psyche's way of saying, "You're ready now." Trusting this timing means letting go of the need to rush or control the process, and instead staying open to the signs that guide you toward growth. It's about believing that your moments of need are perfectly timed to push you closer to individuation. Here's how this works in practice. If you're watching this video and feeling a spark of recognition, pause and reflect. What signs have shown up in your life recently? Maybe it's a conversation that hit home, a dream that keeps recurring, or this video appearing in your feed. Try keeping a journal to track these moments of synchronicity. Write down what brought you here and any other coincidences that feel meaningful. For Liam, that random email was a turning point because he trusted its timing and acted on it. You can do the same by staying open to the signs around you, whether it's a new opportunity, a gut feeling, or a quiet intuition. Meditation or a daily walk can help you tune into these moments, giving you clarity about where your journey is leading. The beauty of trusting the timing of your journey is that it frees you from the pressure to fix your life on someone else's schedule. Jung's wisdom shows that your psyche knows when you're ready for change, delivering signs through synchronicity to guide you. By trusting these moments, you align with the natural rhythm of your individuation, moving closer to a life that feels authentic and purposeful. Liam's story reminds us that these signs aren't random. They're your unconscious working to lead you where you need to go. So, what's the key takeaway? Trusting the timing of your journey means recognizing that moments of synchronicity like finding this video are your psyche's way of guiding you toward individuation. Carl Jung's wisdom teaches us to stay open to these signs, believing that they arrive exactly when you're ready to grow. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to transform pain into purpose, turning your moments of need into the fuel for your greatest growth. Stay with us, because your path is unfolding exactly as it should. Have you ever felt like your pain, whether it's heartbreak, failure, or a deep sense of emptiness, is a heavy weight you can't escape? Society might tell you to push through, to get over it, or to numb it with distractions. But what if Carl Jung would say that this pain is not your enemy, but your greatest teacher? In those moments when life feels unbearable, when you're grappling with loss or despair, your psyche is offering you a chance to transform. This is the heart of individuation, Jung's process of becoming your whole, authentic self. If this video found you in a moment of struggle, it's because your pain is ready to guide you toward purpose. In this final chapter, we're diving into how to transform your pain into a powerful force for growth, turning your darkest moments into the fuel for a life that's truly yours. Carl Jung believed that pain is a catalyst for transformation. When you're in a crisis, whether it's a shattered relationship, a career setback, or an existential void, your psyche uses that pain to wake you up. It's not random suffering. It's a signal that the life you're living no longer aligns with your true self. Jung's concept of transformation is about taking this raw, messy pain and turning it into purpose, integrating it into your journey of individuation. Your moments of need, when you feel broken or lost, are when your unconscious pushes you to face your shadow. Let go of old masks and step into a life that reflects your deepest values. This video appearing now is no coincidence. It's a moment of synchronicity, a sign that your pain is ready to become your purpose. Let's bring this to life with a story. Meet Mia, a 26-year-old journalist who faced a devastating divorce. After years in a relationship that defined her identity, Mia found herself alone, questioning her worth and her future. The pain was overwhelming. She felt like she'd lost not just her partner, but herself. Nights were spent scrolling through social media, comparing herself to others' seemingly perfect lives, until one evening, a podcast about Jung's Individuation popped up in her feed. The host spoke about transforming pain into purpose, and Mia felt a spark of recognition. Inspired, she began journaling about her grief, asking, "What does this pain want me to learn?" Through her writing, she uncovered a longing to tell stories that mattered, stories of resilience and healing, like her own. Mia's pain became her guide. Instead of numbing it with distractions, she leaned into it, signing up for a storytelling workshop where she shared her experiences. This led to a project, writing articles about overcoming personal struggles, which resonated with readers and built her a small but meaningful following. Through this process, Mia connected with others who valued her authenticity, forming friendships rooted in shared vulnerability. Her divorce wasn't the end of her story. It was the beginning of her transformation. By facing her pain, Mia discovered a purpose that aligned with her true self, a step toward individuation that turned her loss into a source of strength. Her crisis was the doorway to a life she hadn't dared to imagine. Jung taught that transformation happens when you stop fighting your pain and start listening to it. Your shadow, the fears, shame, or grief you've buried, holds the keys to your growth. When you're in a moment of need, your psyche amplifies these emotions to get your attention, urging you to integrate them rather than suppress them. This process isn't about erasing pain, it's about using it to uncover your purpose. Jung would say that every tear, every moment of despair, is a step toward becoming whole. By transforming your pain, you align with individuation, building a life that reflects your authentic values, not the expectations of others. This video is a reminder that your struggle is not a dead end, it's a path to something greater. Here's how this works in practice. If you're watching this video while grappling with pain, whether it's a loss, a failure, or a sense of emptiness, try seeing it as a teacher. Start by journaling about your feelings. What is this pain trying to tell me? What do I value that I'm not living for Mia? Journaling revealed her desire to tell meaningful stories. You might try meditation to sit with your emotions, or take a walk to reflect on what your pain is pointing toward. These small acts of courage help you listen to your shadow and uncover your purpose. If you're not sure where to start, ask yourself, what would I do if I weren't afraid? The answers might lead you to a passion, a project, or a new direction that feels authentic. The beauty of transforming pain into purpose is that it redefines your struggles. Instead of seeing them as failures, you see them as stepping stones to a more meaningful life. Jung's wisdom shows that your pain is a guide, leading you toward individuation by revealing what truly matters to you. Mia's story proves that even the darkest moments can spark transformation, guiding you to connections and purposes that align with your true self. By listening to your pain, you create space for a life that's not just about surviving, but thriving. So, what's the key takeaway? Your pain, whether it's heartbreak, failure, or emptiness, is a powerful teacher that can transform into purpose. Carl Jung's wisdom shows us that by listening to your shadow and embracing these moments of need, you fuel your journey of individuation, building a life that's authentically yours. In the next section, Uhutro, we'll tie everything together and show you how to start this transformation today. Stay with us, because your purpose is waiting to be discovered. You've just walked through the profound wisdom of Carl Jung, discovering that this video didn't find you by chance. It was a moment of synchronicity, a signal from your unconscious that you're ready for transformation. From uncovering the magic of synchronicity that brought you here, to facing your shadow in moments of crisis, answering the call to individuation, trusting the perfect timing of your journey, to transforming your pain into purpose, you now hold the keys to turn your struggles into a path toward your truest self. Your pain, your doubt, your restlessness, they're not signs you're broken. They're proof you're awake, brave enough to question the life you've been handed, and bold enough to rewrite it. Jung's teachings show us that this moment, this video, this spark is your psyche's invitation to live authentically, to step out of the shadows and into a life that's wholly yours. Your journey doesn't end here. Every doubt you face, every sign you notice, every step you take toward your true self is part of the masterpiece you're creating. You're not just surviving, you're becoming. So, take this moment and run with it. Listen to the whispers of your unconscious. Trust the timing of your path, and let your pain guide you to purpose. The life you're meant for is waiting, and it starts with the courage to say yes to who you really are. What's the sign that brought you here? Was it a moment of crisis, a restless feeling, or a spark of hope? Share your story in the comments below. Your words could light the way for someone else. If this video spoke to your soul, hit that like button, subscribe to Jung Psyche Hub, and ring the bell for more weekly dives into Carl Jung's wisdom. Share this video with someone who needs to hear that their struggles are the start of something greater. Together, we're building a community of seekers, dreamers, and souls ready to transform. Thank you for being here. And remember, this video found you for a reason. Now let it guide you to your purpose. See you in the next video.